When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening, Robert?
What's happening, Chad?
I'm Chad, and this is Roberto.
Hey, Chad. I like that shirt you got on.
Yours is pretty nice, too.
I know, right? Because I wish you could see the back of
Hey, you
it.
can.
Yeah, turn around. So let's see if you should. Show these people. Rooster. Hold on. Let me move your mic. There you go, Rooster Tails. Hey, some of the new merch coming on, man. It's pretty badass, I must say.
It's for the East Coast anglers.
Yeah, I'm digging it. It's pretty cool. He came up with this design one day, and I was like, man, that's pretty badass.
I got some more ideas.
Man, I'm telling you,
all mine's like fishing, ocean-ish related stuff.
But you know what I like the most about them? Also, not just the design.
That's why we got the shark coming up. You know,
I like the colors, man.
Yeah.
The colors are nice.
It's nice in the summertime, you know,
because it's here, baby.
Because we wear a lot of black and gray.
Yeah,
and,
I know, right?
All dudes do, it seems like. So yeah, I like to brighten it up a little bit in the summertime.
And there's hats too, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of those coming.
I can't wait, man. Half of my my closet is gonna be nothing but off the hook salty Southern gear. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you buy, support.
Hey, I'd appreciate it.
Hey,
thanks, man.
Right on, man. All right, so I got something for you, Chad.
What's up?
All right, so we got a comment on our last video that we did. So let me go back and find it. Hang on.
So this pertains to we kind of were like, we, in case y'all haven't learned this by now, we kind of lean to the right politically.
Yes. and believe it or not, there's some things that me and Chad disagree on, but we can all agree though that
I like to give it a fair shake. I mean, I want to see it from both sides to see if I'm being unreasonable, right? You shouldn't just blindly follow, a particular group, So
well, he's damn well. All right. So before we get into
the last administration made it too easy, right? To not, that's why we had a huge win this time. Honestly, you guys, Democrats, you could regroup and get some sense about you, shave off some of the crazy stuff that you were talking about, and you could have a lot better chance.
We're about to get into that. Let me tell you what.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
One of our fans, she's a subscriber, she's a listener.
Okay, cool.
And thank you for listening.
We like it.
I'm gonna read it. She goes, LOL. This lefty is still listening.
Well, we're glad you're still listening.
Yes, your political views don't faze me, but I'm confused as to why you insult the left. In quotations, you called us libtards a few episodes ago. Why would you want to alienate fully half of your potential audience?
Well, your percentage is off there.
Make no sense to me, but I enjoy your stories.
Okay.
So, Sherry is we'll call by first name, Sherry. Thank you for listening. For one,
yeah, Sherry, we appreciate it. Either side. I mean, we would like for you to correct anything that you think that we say is incorrect.
Yeah.
But
and then of course our friend Gina commented after that.
Oh, Gina.
Tricycle by the back door noted.
Oh, that was when I was talking about.
Yeah.
So like, actually, that's going to pertain to today's episode.
Yeah.
Is that old trick? So when we go to a place to arrest somebody, a house or something, and you're kind of like you don't have enough guys, you gotta block all exit doors, right? Because people inside will. I mean, I had one chick. Actually, oh God, I meant to tell you about this.
Okay, hold on to it. Let's finish up with Sherry here. So it's not insulting. Have Sherry? Have you seen some of the protests and how they're acting and screaming? That's not normal. So that's why you say we insult by saying libtards. That look,
It's meant in love.
it,
We hope that you'll get better.
like people screaming and have no reason why they're calling like Trump a fascist and all
Well,
this.
listen, okay,
And
all
they can't say why.
all right. Let's get this elephant out of the room right now.
Big old fat one.
Yeah, so right now, as we speak, these tariffs, people, I mean, especially the left, is going crazy. Listen, Trump is trying something that nobody else did. The last administration wanted, I mean, I've heard him say, like, we don't want to listen to billionaires. I'm like, well, you're listening to people that are multimillionaires that weren't that when they went into office and they get off of a salary of $170,000 a year. So how do you end up with, $27-30 million off of that kind of salary?
So it's funny you brought that up, Chad. Because
You have all the
I
tariffs.
pulled all the tariffs up here.
Well, yes.
The
Yeah.
highest one right now that I can see sitting at 93% is Madagascar. I don't know what the hell we get from Madagascar, but man, they're charging the shit out of us.
So,
But
also,
we're charging them 47%. And I can guarantee you we're buying more from them than they are us.
well, yeah, we would think so. Yeah. But,
Right.
we don't know exactly what all we're trading here, but and your source, make sure that you're.
Yeah, it's LPL Financial. It's
This
the same.
this is not a right or left leaning thing. This is
No, this is just something to come out by them, and this is the one that Trump that had in his hand. And God, all right, liberals, don't say, "Oh, he's a lie, it's a lie." No, well, just look. I mean, just look. Just we're going off of this, okay? So China, 67% is what they charge us, and we only charge them 34%. And LPL Financial was trying to sell me something now.
Yeah, LPL Financial is the source if you
Yeah.
want to look it up.
Let's see, LPL.com. So Vietnam, 90% is what they charge us, and we charge them 46%.
I know that a lot of clothing is Vietnamese made. Yeah.
Here's South Korea, 50%. They charge us, and we charge them 25%.
So, okay, everybody can't see this chart, but let's
Right.
just give us what is a summary? Like, how many are on here, would you guess?
Oh, there's probably 40 up here.
Yeah, it looks like between 40 and, somewhere between 40
Yeah.
and 50, somewhere in there.
But I see a lot that are still like 10% them and 10% us, which is reciprocal. Which
Interesting. I just heard that 50 countries, it's funny, it almost matches this number, are in negotiations with him, with Trump about these.
this is how you make a deal, saying, hey, you know what, you don't want to work with us,
So some
we're
of
just
them
going to slap you with a tariff.
All right, so you still got to win. What they're possibly doing is they're lifting these tariffs off of what's already been in place.
So the money that will save.
Correct. Yes, 100%. You're now saving that money as opposed to spending it what we've been doing for God knows how long.
Yeah.
So that's still money coming back to us that was not being spent, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, you guys are going to have to, the last administration kept taking your money, and they love taking your money.
Hold on. The last administration, let me tell you about their dum-dum here, okay? Joe he didn't know which door to walk out of.
I'm sure they
much less do any of this.
They all know that they were backing a dude that, couldn't function. You guys got to know that. I just say you focus on the future, Don't look at your Cory Bush or whatever his name is, Booker, whatever his name is. You get somebody with some damn sense.
The guilty ones scream the loudest.
Correct. Yes, they do.
And how much money they've been pocketing. Like, I really hope they can find out. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So Nancy Pelosi can get caught insider trading.
Yeah, it doesn't
She can
matter.
get caught pocketing millions and millions of taxpayers' dollars. And the liberals will say, well, she deserved it. The only thing she deserved was a fifth of vodka.
Well, she had that and then some, I'm sure. But yeah. Oh, before I forget. So I was at my daughter's softball game.
Uh-huh.
I guess I hadn't seen you since Thursday, other than the weekend. But I went to her softball game,
Okay.
And I was walking in, and I got my chairs and everything, walking in, and there's this girl in front of me, like skanky looking, and I was like, oh shoot, I know her.
Did you bond her out?
Oh yeah, this is one of the stories we told. This is one of the real good stories that we told.
Really? Which one was it?
It was the one that jumped in the water, and I had to jump in after her.
Really?
Yeah, up there and chase her across the. That actually back then. So that was the story I told where I made like a fake pass to the water park.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that.
And she came and got it, and I was in the neighbor's house, and I popped up and I chased her. Her and her mom was driving, and she jumped out of the car.
Yeah,
and I chased her. So yeah, I was behind her and her baby daddy probably, and I guess they had a kid on the other team, and we mopped the floor with him. By the way, it was pretty cool.
Oh, and your daughter. Tell everybody what your daughter did, bro. You showed me a video.
My daughter, yeah, the video is hilarious. It's so hilarious. My daughter got a grand slam, her first one, in softball. And what's hilarious is as she was running the bases, it wasn't out of the park. It went all the way back to the fence. But as she was running, the third base coach said, "Hold up, don't run." And she's like, I'm going.
So she said, "Screw it, I'm going."
That's my girl. And she kept running, and she the ball was coming to the catcher, and the girl was in the lane. And I think my daughter, she started sliding too soon, and she crawled. She like literally crawled like several like. It's like nothing's stopping me. It was a hilarious video. So anyway,
good for her, man.
Yeah,
good for her. I'm
she
sure
was smiling for that until the next day. Still thinks about that one.
That's awesome.
But yeah, anyway, I just thought I was like, oh crap.
You saw this lady at your daughter's softball
I don't know if she recognized me. That's been years ago.
I mean, how can you not? You're big as a damn tank.
She might. She might. Who knows? But I was kind of like carrying chairs and like had my hat like tucked down. I was like, oh crap.
But you can't hide, bro. There's no way. Dude, you can't hide.
Well,
that time we were in Brooklyn, New York, dude. I was like, you were like, I'm just gonna stay in the car because he's so big.
I stood out in Brooklyn. Like I remember we went to one of those little corner stores.
Yeah.
And we live at the beach, and so all of our sunglasses are like crazy colors and mirrored sunglasses.
Right.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't even think about that. And we're standing in line to get something, and the lady behind me was tapping me on the shoulder, and she's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, that obvious, huh? I'd stick out. Yeah. So I said, "How do you know?" And like she said, "Your sunglasses." And I was like, "Great." Even the Brooklyn hats that we got. Remember those? We got the flat bill.
I got the.
You blend better than I do, man.
Yeah, well,
I'm like typical white guy.
I didn't shave for like a few days. Yeah. I had like a holy hoodie on. I had the Brooklyn hat on. You kind of
look like you can maybe be Puerto Rican or something.
Could have been Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Oh, so all right. So this story here is a story of a capture I did up in Cary, North Carolina, for a guy named Mr. Jesse, which he's not a bondsman anymore.
Yeah, Jesse Blanks.
Yep, Jesse Blanks.
Old man Jesse.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So I don't know what to call. I'm just gonna call her Miss Child Support.
Miss Child Support.
Miss Child Support. We're gonna call her Miss Child Support.
All right.
So all right. So Mr. Jesse gives. Oh, hang on. What am I doing here? Hang on.
Yeah, I got it.
Story time.
I can tell stories. Got too much to
tell. All right, we got
that's
a little
enough.
Bit of that.
I don't want to get copyrighted.
Yeah, right. That's all you get.
Don't want to get copyrighted. Oh my God. Okay. So all right. So Miss Child Support.
Right.
I get this forfeiture from Mr. Jesse. It's a $5,000. It's not a big bond, but it's big enough to hurt your pocket. That's for sure. And it's for like theft and like food stamp fraud. So it kind of goes hand in hand in what's going on right now in the country with a lot of fraud. Because I believe she had a couple kids, but she didn't have custody of any of her kids, and she was receiving benefits.
Getting that credit, huh?
Getting that credit, food stamps. So she didn't have to do nothing, right? All right. So I get the case. I'm looking through, and I'm getting a bunch of old information, right? And I think you were here that day when I was going through it real hard and I found out that she was getting child support for one child I think she had. So I sit back and I'm kind of looking at Chad going, hey, Chad, I run this idea by Chad. And Chad said, I don't know. It may not work. I said, hey, that's the only thing I got. So
What was that idea?
I was going to call her, which I did. I called her.
Okay.
I called her from a different number, a spoof number, and said, hey, my name is Frank from North Carolina Child Support. Making it sound all legit, right?
Right.
We have a check here for you that's owed to you, but we tried overnighting it to the old address, right? We tried overnighting it to the address, and it came back. So what would you like for us to do? She said, well, I don't
update it, their database.
Yeah. I was like, she goes, well, I don't have a car, but you can send it to this address. I'll be there. I said, okay, hold on one second. Let me get this. So I'm typing, making it sound legit,
Right.
So I like,
Is that a P or a C? Gotcha.
She gives me the address. I'm like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this out. It should be to you in a few days. It's like a Friday, I believe, because I didn't want to go on the weekend.
Yeah, you got to give it a few days, man, so they feel totally at ease.
Yeah. I said, make sure you're home because you have to sign for this. Okay, no problem. I'm always at this address. I'm always home.
Good to know.
Great. Thank you for telling me. And thank you for choosing North Carolina Child Support for your child support needs.
I don't think you have a choice, but
right. No, you don't. I paid that shit for 19 years. Just ended last June. So the day comes for me to leave up there. I think it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever. I don't know. It's been a while back ago. And so I head up to Cary. I'm by myself. Remember that old Dodge Charger?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That old Dodge
the old cop-looking car.
Yeah, but it had like rims on it. So it was weird.
You look pretty legit.
I know. I was pimp, right?
Right, yeah.
So I go up. I start checking the house out. I'm sitting watching it. I don't see nothing going on. And I'm like, well, she's got to be there. She doesn't have a car. She says she's always there. And she's expecting this child support check to come today. Or should be today.
Should be there, yeah.
Right. So I took your advice, Chad, when I walked up to the house. I snuck around the house. And I took your advice from the last episode.
The old tricycle in the back door.
I put like a trash can, like a chair,
whatever's available. Usually,
whatever
if you
would
got
make
kids,
a lot
there's
of
toys
noise
in the backyard.
Right.
You grab whatever.
So I grabbed.
Something's gonna be hard if they leave that back door.
And it was an old shotgun house.
Oh yeah.
It's an old shotgun house.
Yeah.
So I remember I put all this stuff there. I come around the front. I sneak around and then I knock on the door. And she goes,
Who is it?
She goes, who is it? I'm like, it's U.S. mail. I need to get something for you to sign. Okay. So I'm like, I'm waiting for her to open this door. But here's the thing.
She been checking you out.
Here's the thing. I think she looked through the peephole.
Yeah.
Saw me.
Do you have vest on?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I was by myself, bro. I mean, come on.
I got you. Yeah.
And I'll hear click, like the little door lock.
Yeah.
I was like,
Crap.
And I'm like,
Can't go in. It's third party house.
It's third party, so I didn't kick the door in.
Right.
Didn't do it.
Nope.
So I'm sitting there going, okay. Well, what am I going to do? And next thing you know, I hear, and I hear, oh shit, and I'm like, oh,
the old back door trick worked.
I come running around, and I'm on her heels hard, bro. I'm almost got her, and there's like an 8-foot fence in the backyard.
God damn, what are you chasing, Spider-Man?
I'm telling you, this woman, she was like a spider monkey, bro. She climbed up that thing and jumped over it. I was like, oh my god. So here I am. I get a run start. I jump up and I pull myself up. And I'll stop real quick. And I was like, oh, no, ain't no way in hell I'm going down there. It was a steep drop off.
Oh, yeah. So she was rolling.
She was rolling. Yeah. She was rolling and like, ow. I mean, she was bad. So I just sat there and watched her. And she gets up and she's limping hard, bro. That hurt. That fall hurt. I was like, she ain't going nowhere. She can't go nowhere. So I go back to the house. I did. So the door was open. So I went through and looked in the house. And there was drug paraphernalia, needles everywhere. It was
nice.
It was nasty.
Yeah.
So I'm out front. I call Cary PD, which you don't know what you're going to get when you call police departments, especially when not around here, because you don't know them. You don't know how they feel about bondsmen. Some people do like us. Some people don't. You just don't know. And it's Cary. So I'm kind of like, all right, it's Wake County. They might not.
Borderline there.
Yeah. I'm like, all right. So this officer comes up, and it's a woman. She gets out. I was like, hey, I showed her paperwork, showed what I'm there for. And she was like, oh, all right, we'll get her. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Sweet.
She likes us.
They help. Good job.
So she goes, all right, I'm going to go. She can't be far. So I'm going to circle around and I'm going to take a look. I said, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go this way, but I'm going to come back and watch the house because she's limping. She goes, all right, well, I'm going to put a bolo out at the emergency room. So she did.
Did you get hurt that bad?
Oh, dude, she was looking bad. She was hurting. That's why I didn't chase after her anymore because, for one, it was a steep ass hill.
Right.
I wasn't trying to jump down it. And two, she ain't nowhere to go. And she's on foot. And she's hurting.
Right.
So the officer, she's circling everything. I look in the neighborhood. Didn't see her. I said, I'm going to sit back and watch the house.
So she didn't see your vehicle?
No. She went out the back door, remember?
Well, yeah, but she peeked out and saw you. Originally.
She just saw me. She didn't see the vehicle.
Okay,
the vehicle
cool.
wasn't in view.
Oh, it wasn't in view? Sweet. Good job.
So, all right. So I back up in this cul-de-sac, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm watching the house and I'm on the phone with the cop. She's like, I don't see her. I'm like, all right, I'll call you if I do. And vice versa. I'm sitting there watching and I see some bushes move in front of me. And I see this. She was redheaded, so you can see her from a mile away.
You get out.
she's checking both sides, make sure I'm gone.
Oh Lord!
But she don't know in my car, so I'm sitting there watching her. I'm laughing the whole time. She comes out, and she's limping hard. And I'm like, she's not running. I just drove up. I didn't even get out the damn car. I pulled up, rolled the window down. I said, hey, girl.
You done?
She goes, yeah. I said, you done? She said, yeah, I'm hurting. I can't run no more. I was like, well, come get in the back seat. She came around the car, opened the back door, got in. I cuffed her. I called the cop. And she come out and she took her from me. And that was it. So that's Miss Child Support. I tricked her with the child support trick.
Nice. Good job.
Oh, man. But, man, that was just like one. That's just so many stories of tricking people. It's so fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it works. It is.
Yeah. We got a couple cases that just came in that we're going to be working on here very soon.
Yeah, okay. What?
One is the DWI out of Harnett County, and the other one.
Oh, that's the one that's got other charges.
I think so. Yeah.
Like at least bond wise.
Yeah.
If that's legit, we need to look that up.
Yeah, we got a lot to do on that. So that was a story of missed child support. If you get a call from somebody from North Carolina Child Support and it's not Frank, it's not me. Oh, that was some good stuff, man. Justice have been served.
Good job, dude.
Yeah, and here's another thing. Like some of these liberals, I'm not going to say libtards.
Out of respect for our fine viewer.
Yeah. But I will say that the bail system works, and a lot of the liberals don't like it because they were told that we take advantage of the poor minority, which is bullshit. We just guarantee that person's going to show up for the court date, and we also make sure that the victim, there's a victim in the case, has their day in court with them.
There is always a victim. I've heard the term victimless cases. That was brought up in one of the events that we attended.
Yep.
And I think Michelle actually there was a professor from Chapel Hill that tried to say a victimless case. It was a lady who drove off after getting gas, and she just drove off and didn't pay. And she deemed that to be a victimless case. Michelle pointed out the fact that the owner of that store,
What happens to them?
how many times can they take that hit before they, you're either going to pass it on to your consumers or other things, just like every other thing that we saw people stealing from.
Yeah.
Big time in California, people walking out and they're just like, oh, well.
And then now, like some of these big retailers have they pulled out of there because they just can't afford it.
Right.
I mean, nobody can afford it.
It happens on what about the little mom and pop places that, are selling things and, they get hit.
Yeah. I'm glad we can be the ones to help make sure that their day in court is seen.
Right. So, yeah, it is what it, as they say, it is what it is. If you want it done, that's what we do.
So Sherry, that's pretty much kind of where we're at with that. So, but thank you for being a listener. We appreciate it. We got quite a few listeners on YouTube that watch us, and then we got some people that listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcast, the whole 9 yards. So
right.
Oh well, that's it for today for Miss Child Support.
Yeah, man, it's picking up. The weather, everything.
Oh,
is picking up.
I know. My pool is almost ready. Pool is almost ready. So close. All right, guys. Well, if you like what you see, you can hear us on all streaming platforms. If you like what you hear, you can see us, our beautiful faces, on YouTube at Off the Hook Bail Bond Podcast. But until then, I am Rob.
I'm Chad. What's up?
And we'll see you next time. Later.
Bye.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.